one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. It's gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2-3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
I had to attend a child's birthday party today. Child's birthday party. Wasn't really nothing bad about the child's birthday party. I mean, Domino's pizza delivered. Pizza was great. Domino's good. Shout out to whoever the Domino's worker were who was cooking. On the app, it actually tell you who doing the cooking. I paid no attention to that though. Every time I order a pizza, matter of fact, every time I order any type of food for delivery, I immediately roll a blunt and start smoking a blunt to kill the time. And if the food don't get there by the time I get through a blunt, then we got a problem. All right. I judge. Now, granted, I tip every delivery. Like, it don't matter. Usually I tip before the fucking food even get there. But I feel like, based off of how long it take for them to get there, based off of how, where my blunt at by the time they get there, that give me a pretty good indicator on how the food gonna be. Shout out to Domino's. It's very rare that I get bad meals from Domino's. I'm not gonna lie. Papa John's, that's hit or miss. Sometimes they be feeling it and they make it taste like, I will say, no Papa John's I done had in recent memory tastes like the Papa John's I had growing up. Papa John's I had growing up was unbelievable. Like, unbelievable. Now, that shit, sometimes it tastes good. Other times it tastes like school pizza to me. And it's terrible when you reheat it. And the crust is still bad. Even with all the different type of variety crust they offer, all of them are trash. Domino's, to me, out of the 3 major pizza chains, to me, Domino's the only one with good crust. Pizza Hut. The Pizza Hut near me is a miss, damn near, since the pandemic done hit. And it was pretty much a miss before the pandemic, too, because, for one, they forget, just don't order wings with your order. Because they will forget your wings almost at least every time we order from them, they forgot the wings almost every time. And it's one thing when they forget it the first 2 times. Like, you don't want them to forget it, period. But they forget them the first 2 times and they hit you with that bullshit, sad sob story like, oh, well, I can go back up to the store and get them and blah, blah, blah. And you just like, nah, you don't have to do that. After 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, yeah, go back and get them, bro. I didn't even have Pizza Hut forget the wings, come back, and forget all of the wings when they came back the second time. Dead ass, no bullshit. So, I'm not really a Pizza Hut guy. Plus, I done had too many bad experiences with Pizza Hut, yo. Like, just too many bad experiences with Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut done made me vomit 3 different times from 3 different ones. So, when you're not throwing up from just one well, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the Pizza Hut was the same one twice. And then the last time I threw it was from a different one. Because the last one was in Durham. The first 2 that I threw up at, though, the first one that I threw up twice at was crazy. Because I threw up at that one when I was younger. Then I became older. Like my last year in high school, I ate there again after I came from the fair one night. And then I threw that shit up again. And I don't even know why I went to that shit after I came from the fair, because I could have just stacked up on the pizza that they serve at the fair, because that shit way better than the pizza that they serve at Pizza Hut. But for me, Pizza Hut is a big miss. The only good thing about Pizza Hut is the wings. And even to an extent, I'm not really huge on the wings to a certain extent. Really, what it really is if you live near anytime the employees don't really put any effort into cooking the food, then you gonna taste that shit. Trust me, you gonna taste it, and it's gonna form an opinion on how you judge that franchise. Even if it's like a ton of great Pizza Huts out there, I have yet to experience any of them. I done been to multiple places and had good Domino's. Dead ass. I done been to different places and had great Domino's at multiple ones. I done had far more great Domino's experiences than bad. Like, bro, I done had a Domino's experience one time. Where was I at when was it in Georgia that I had this one, or was it in Virginia? It was either in Virginia or in Georgia, where I ordered from a Domino's, and every pizza they served was like deep dish style. Like, it's crazy. Every pizza they served was almost like a deep dish type of crust, but it wasn't like they pan pizza. It didn't taste or look like that pan pizza they served. The shit was so good, bruh. Like, we killed like 10 boxes of that shit. No bullshit. Like, we was devouring that Domino's, yo. I'm trying to remember if it was in Georgia, if it was in Albany. I'm Georgia and Albany. If it was in Georgia, if it was in Virginia, or if it was in Virginia. Either way, the shit smacked. I done had some pretty good. When I was in college at Campbell University, it's a Pizza Hut. I don't know, not a Pizza Hut. It's a Papa John's connected to the campus over there near Shouse. Like, I used to live in Shouse dorms, me and my brother. And right across, I was cool with the dude who used to run the pizza, Papa John's. I don't know if he still worked there now. His name was Kenny, though. I fucked with Kenny. That was my guy. And I used to get free Papa John's from that motherfucker like every day. Me and him used to just be in there kicking it. We watched WrestleMania in that bit. Like, I'm talking about, mans would give me anything I wanted for free. Like, me and him used to just be in there kicking it, bruh. That was my guy. I hope Kenny doing good, man. I hope his kids and all that doing good, man. Shout out to Kenny. But that Papa John's used to thump, dog. So, more so, I done had great Papa John's experience. And when I was growing up, like I said, Papa John's was by far the best pizza spot. I think another reason why I don't like Pizza Hut is because the nasty ass school pizza that they used to serve at my school, like when we had parties and shit like that, even when I got to high school, they would serve like the nastiest bottom of the barrel Pizza Hut pizzas, and they would serve like Little Caesars. I hated both of them. Dead ass. Hated both of them. And I know you can get a better version of the pizza at Pizza Hut than that bottom of the barrel shit. But when them motherfuckers lazy, bro, they best pizzas taste like those cheap bottom of the barrel pizzas they serve too. Dead ass. Plus, in my opinion, good pizza spots don't serve bad pizzas regardless. Like, if you are a great pizza spot and you want to get, like, make a cheap pizza for people, you kill the size, not the fuck up the ingredients and shit like that. So to me, I mean, I'm just not a Pizza Hut guy. But listen, you didn't click on this video to hear me talk about Pizza Hut and all that shit. You came here because Deshaun Watson was traded to the Cleveland Browns. Now listen, bro, I know I said Deshaun was never going to sign. Yeah. But I didn't know Cleveland was going to offer the man $230 million fully guaranteed. Like, I had no clue that shit was going to happen. And I mean, what a fucking move. The thing that I like about Cleveland's new regime, these boys all about winning. And they try to do whatever they can do to win. And, you know, I hear so much about small market teams and teams in small cities and shit can't find ways to compete with the big market teams and blah, blah, blah. And that's just not the case. Cleveland traded for Jarvis, Odell, Amari, signed Austin Hooper. Like, they done drafted Chubb, signed Kareem Hunt, had a great offensive line. They done everything possible to put a great team around Baker Mayfield. They done everything they could possibly do to try to put a winning team on the field. And you want to know what the one problem was every time? All the time. Baker couldn't get it done. We can sit here all night and go through time after time after time after time. Baker let them down. Like, I'm tired. This last week or so, all I've been seeing is people, for the most part, attack the Browns. Like, oh, this is a bad move. Why would they make this type of move? They say they want an adult in the room, but then they go sign Deshaun Watson. Bro, stop being stupid. We know what this is. The NFL has never been a league about morals. It's never been a league that was about the social status quo, trying to look good to the public and whatnot. They're going to do what they want to do to win games and make money. Those are the two main things in the NFL. Make money, win games. Everything else is second. That's why only in the NFL can a man take a knee for social injustices and be labeled as a distraction and blackballed from the league. So, why do y'all want to act like now Deshaun Watson is some type of cancer to the league when Big Ben been balling for the last couple of years? I ain't seen nobody trying to get him off the field. Where this outrage when all these other dudes continue to play when they do stuff off the field? Mind you, Deshaun Watson has not really been found guilty of these accusations yet. But I understand, in the court of public opinion, is guilty until proven innocent, depending on who you are. I get it. And depending on who you are, you can be guilty and nobody will give a fuck. But Deshaun Watson just don't happen to fit that bill right now. And I'm not going to get too deep into the court case and none of that type shit. What I will say is this. Just right off bat, there's going to be some Cleveland fans who do not agree with signing Deshaun Watson. Now, I do not agree with that sentiment, but I do understand that there are people who are not going to agree with signing Deshaun Watson. What I will say I understand is there will be a group of people who don't want to sign Deshaun Watson, and there will be a group of NFL players who don't want to play with Deshaun Watson. Regardless if the accusations are true or not, there'll be people who feel the way they want to feel. It don't matter. It'll be people who say you should have never put yourself in that situation. You should have never been in that position. All types of things. There's going to be people who look at this, and if Deshaun Watson did it, yeah, he shouldn't even be in the league if he did what they accuse him of. But he has not been convicted of that. So to treat this man like a criminal, to me, is insane. When you actually have criminals in the NFL. And I saw an article that said Deshaun Watson signing with the Browns just proves in the NFL you can do anything and get away with it if you're good enough. And I just think articles like that are just quick clickbait articles that try to quickly capitalize on the moment. And I guess that's what everything is in society. People trying to capitalize on how everybody feeling at a certain moment. And I get it to an extent. That's how you get your clicks. That's how you get your money and whatnot. That's how you hope to blow and whatnot. But I don't know. I look at it different. What I will say is this. For the Cleveland fans and the players out there who choose not to root for Cleveland anymore, the players who don't want to play for Cleveland because they might feel some type of way about Deshaun Watson because they have daughters and they have nieces, nieces, sisters, wives, daughters, all that type of thing. I get it. They have a right to feel like that when you have those type of people in your life. So I get that. And that's something that Deshaun Watson and the Browns should know they're going to get themselves, that they're going to be dealing with, when you pick up Deshaun Watson. And another thing that I read was that the Browns didn't vet any of the women who accused Deshaun Watson of this thing. I just don't understand what some of y'all are doing. Like, what are we doing right now? Why did Cleveland need to talk to those 22 women? For one, because I see that a lot of people just have not for 1 second thought to themselves, maybe these women are lying. Maybe this is something that these women put together in line. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but the fact that people are only seeing this as Deshaun Watson could be guilty is no possible way he could be innocent. It's just wild to me. And it's not right. And I understand, like Stephen A. say, fair is the only place fair exists is where they judge pigs or whatever this quote is. But to me, it's wild that you can only look at him like it's only acceptable to think he is guilty. If you think he is innocent, then you're a piece of shit. And I see it on Twitter. And I think Twitter is a cancer, to be honest with you. Like, for all the good that Twitter can be and can do for you, I just think the fact that Twitter got so many people on it that get so many retweets and so many likes on ignorant and just ill-informed and just dumb, opinionated tweets that are not factual, but you could just you can throw around your feelings and get enough likes to where people act as if it is a fact. And I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with holding these athletes. And the fact that you hold athletes in such standards just because you can see their life play out in front of cameras most of the time, I'm just not a fan of that. But listen, regardless, the people who feel the way they feel about Deshaun Watson, who have daughters, wives, and etc., I get you feeling the way you feel. I choose to reserve my judgment on how to feel about Deshaun Watson until all the facts are out and whatnot. And then if you feel how you feel about him, hey, that's you. I feel like this could be a situation where, because if he get found innocent, people are still gonna walk around as if he's guilty. It just doesn't matter. And I guess Deshaun Watson understands that's what's and it's not fair to him. And I get that. When you didn't do something and you still people talk about you as if you did it, that could piss you off. And I don't understand how humans don't realize these type of things. Humans for some reason are incapable of putting themselves in these type of situations until they are actually in these type of situations, begging for sympathy and empathy, but cannot seem to give it to other people, or try to understand, like you in this situation and you trying to beg people to understand the situation, listen, hear me out, and people just refuse to do it. So, just think about these type of things, because you never know when you could be in these type of situations. Hopefully you're never in this type of situation, but and not even just this situation specifically. I just think people so quick to want to hop on a side rather than hear everything out. You know what I'm saying? I think that's crazy, but either way, now that I got that specific message out of the way, specifically talking about on the field, Cleveland the price just went up. The price just went up at Deshaun's house, because it's no longer Baker's house. I don't know what Progressive gonna do with them commercials. I guess they gonna, link up with him at the next stop. But yeah, Baker's out of Cleveland. Deshaun Watson. For one, the AFC North just got a whole lot scarier. Listen, I don't think Mitchell Trubisky is a great quarterback. I think Mitchell Trubisky could be great, though, a great player in the Steelers system. Not even just the offensive system, like the entirety of the system, like the entire team around him could help him play better. Now, granted, you still got a dude in Mason Rudolph, who the people around him didn't help him play no better. But, Mitchell Trubisky is better than Mason Rudolph. So, to me, obviously you got Lamar, you got Joe Burrow, you got Deshaun Watson. This going to be a hell of a division. The NFL season next year, 22-23 season, is going to be a fucking ride, especially in the AFC. The AFC is going to be a movie. I'm gonna have to make sure I got maximum blunts ready every night for this shit, because the shit's gonna be like a movie. Like, if every team can stay healthy, all the great teams in the AFC can stay healthy, it's gonna be madness in the AFC. People talked about how it was no parity. How much parity it was last year, because every team seemed to show up and ball out. Now, I do think it was a couple things that hindered other teams last year and things of that nature. But next year, if that can get back to as normal as football was before the past 2 years, oh, man. You got Devontae Adams headed over to the Raiders, along with Chandler Jones. You got Khalil Mack headed over to the Chargers, along with to help Joey Bosa. You got Deshaun Watson headed to the Cleveland Browns. Obviously, you got Baltimore and you got Cincinnati. You got the Patriots. You got who knows who the Colts are bringing at quarterback. I still think it was a mistake for the Colts to get rid of Carson Wentz. I think that was an impulsive decision, and I do think they'll end up regretting that by the end of the season, probably halfway through the season, for the simple reason they're looking at all these good teams get better. And I get it. Listen, I'm not saying Carson Wentz was going to save this franchise to take them to a Super Bowl, but like Cleveland, until there's a better option, you hold on to who you have. I'm not saying that's who you pay. I'm not saying that you go to the point where you have to pay him. But I am saying is, if you don't have an immediate option or a backup plan, to me it just didn't make sense to get rid of Carson Wentz. On top of that, you lost a first round draft pick because of that. You might as well have went ahead and kept him, tried to rebuild his value, and trade him for more than what you traded him for to Washington. Not to mention, I kind of do like those Commander black unis. Honest to God, I think the best news that the Colts got this offseason was that Deshaun Watson went to the Browns, because that got him out of their division. And the only thing they worrying about right now currently in their division is Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. And Tennessee, to me, has a better coach team and a better team. And to me, I like Tennessee's front four. I don't understand why the Colts, with all the cap space they got, refuse to make big moves like Baltimore, it feel like. They make that DeForest Buckner trade, and yeah, it make your defense better, but that didn't make this team good enough to be a Super Bowl winning team. If you're willing to go out and make that move, why won't you be willing to go out and make a trade or make a move for an actual quarterback? You should have been in the Deshaun Watson. You should have been trying to put up something to try to get Deshaun Watson. You should have been out there trying to see if it was a trade out there for Kyler Murray. You should have been out there seeing if it was a trade for Aaron Rodgers. Something. You should have been doing something. And shout out to the Packers real fast, because I love the way the Packers handled the Devontae Adams situation. They could have franchise tagged him, held him for another year, I think it was, and forced him to play on that or sit out and fine him and all that type of shit. Man, they let that man, they traded him and let him get to the team he wanted to get to. He got paid for. When I heard they offered him more, it just simply came down to Devontae wanted to be in Vegas playing for the Raiders. Respect to the Packers for doing that for him, because I always talk about how I don't like it, and I don't know if I always talk about it, but I know I done mentioned before how I don't like it how you got white players who do so much for a franchise and they allowed to leave and get traded to a team they want to get to. You got it with J.J. Watt, who was and people will say, oh, well, they no longer useful for the organization. Who cares? It's still about how you do things. They allowed J.J. Watt to find another team he wanted to go to, and they traded him to that team. Or they released him so he could go to the team he wanted to go to. The Lions traded Matthew Stafford to a team he wanted to get to. I'm glad that now the Texans had no choice but to trade Deshaun Watson to a team he wanted to go to because he had a no trade clause. As did the Seahawks had no choice but to trade Russell Wilson where he wanted to go to because he had a no trade clause. And if you are a quarterback, like I imagine Lamar Jackson's contract that he ended up signing, whether it be with the Ravens or with another team, will have a no trade clause in it. Because also, if I'm listening to these reports that I've been listening to, if they're correct, then Lamar Jackson ain't signing a long-term deal anyway. He gonna keep signing short deals to keep making as much money as possible, which I don't blame him. Like y'all hear me talk about it all the time. Make as much money as possible. But heading back over to Cleveland, I will say this about Cleveland because I like this move. And like I said, this new regime of Cleveland, stupid impressive. I done went through all the different dudes they done traded for, signed, drafted. Like this new regime of Cleveland, I don't look at this regime of Cleveland the way I looked at the previous regime of Cleveland. Because this regime in Cleveland, that Andrew Berry, Stefanski, all the different people who work in the front, they done absolutely everything they can to put together a winning franchise on the field on a weekly basis. And Baker Mayfield is not. I don't even believe that this regime drafted Baker Mayfield. And they done everything possible to try to build around a dude they did not draft, to make this dude better than what he clearly is. They did not draft him. They could have gave up on him a while ago. They ended up trying to build a team around him, put as many great players around him as possible to help him succeed. He's not been able to do it. So now Cleveland wants to move on and make the team better, which they did. I don't understand, like I said, when it just comes to on the field, for the people who just like Baker and feel like Cleveland mistreated Baker, I mean, y'all doing the crying for this man at this point. I mean, he crying, whining about everything. Now y'all doing it for him. Like, when is y'all going to want greatness? I mean, you have a great quarterback now, whether you like it or not. Talent-wise, this is a great quarterback. This is the best quarterback Cleveland had ever had in its franchise. I never watched Otto Graham, so I can't speak on him. But you have a legitimate franchise quarterback that if you had this dude with this team that you had in the previous years, this team is a Super Bowl contending team. I don't really understand why you let Jarvis Landry and Austin Hooper go, knowing that you were going to go after Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty sure any problem in the organization that these two dudes had could have been fixed once they realized they get a great quarterback coming in now. And granted, unless they just don't agree with this off the field shit that they might feel like Deshaun Watson took a part in. If not, if that was out of the question though, I don't know why you don't try to keep these dudes to try to see if it could still work out with Deshaun Watson, which I'm pretty sure it would. And having Amari Cooper, Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt with Deshaun Watson, that is scary. That is scary. And I'm glad Deshaun Watson signed with the Browns, even though I did not think he was going to sign with the Browns, because I granted $230 million to do that for you, but it make everybody in the AFC continue to up their game. It make, especially in the AFC North, now you got to strive for greatness. The Ravens can no longer look at it as Pittsburgh and the Bengals are our only competition. The Browns are legitimate competition now with Deshaun Watson. I don't care that the Ravens are Lamar Jackson having lost to Deshaun Watson. I can name a ton of reasons as to why that is the case based off of the teams Deshaun had in Cleveland. And I'm not saying Deshaun is a better quarterback. I'm just saying I can play that game if I wanted to. Also, my only problem truly with Deshaun is, and it's two, I think he hold on to the ball too long sometimes. And I think at times he lack his discipline from when it come to reading the field. He lacked that sometimes, and he just go to whoever he'll force feed dudes sometimes. But he don't do that nearly as much as some other dudes do it. Now, holding on to the ball too long is actually a problem. I think that is by far Deshaun's biggest problem. Like, if he could eliminate that holding on to the ball for extended periods of time, taking unnecessary hits and sacks because he's trying to make a big play happen or waiting for a big play to develop, then boy. Not to mention, my biggest concern with Cleveland is actually not even Deshaun. It's two things. For one of them is kind of offset, though, based off of how good this regime in Cleveland done been. How do you get dudes to sign with Cleveland? Braun couldn't do it. They had to trade for Kevin Love. They drafted Kyrie. How do Deshaun Watson get dudes to come over to play for Cleveland? Especially when you got teams in better cities, in bigger markets offering the same or if not more money to play on better, if not just as good teams. It's going to be hard to get dudes to come to Cleveland. Cleveland going to have to master the draft. When you don't have first round picks in the next 2 years, I believe, you're going to have to kill the draft. Like, absolutely master the draft is what Cleveland will have to do for the next couple years, which I don't have any doubt that they can, because like I said, this new regime in Cleveland to me has been masterful. I truly believe in the next couple years, and this might not be good since I'm a Baltimore fan, but just in the next couple years, just based off of what I'm seeing from the Cleveland regime now, this could legitimately be a regime that reshaped the way we look at this franchise. And now they have a quarterback at the helm to help them do that. Like, I don't see the problem, because you want your GM and your coach and your organization to do everything possible to try to put a winning team on the field. And that's what they are doing. Now, the other problem that I have with that, because like I said, even though dudes don't sign with Cleveland historically, I really do believe that this regime will figure some shit out, whether it be trading people, whether it be, trading to get a good player over here, because they did trade for Landry, Odell, and Amari, and Deshaun at this point in time. Not to mention they signed Austin Hooper, who was a Pro Bowl receiver, tight end before he got there. They kept Njoku, which was smart not to let him go. I think that Cleveland, this regime, will offset the fact that players don't normally sign here. I think they'll find a way to offset that by either great trades, great drafts, or figuring out a way to actually find a way to get that key piece over here, whether it be every other year or once in the blue. I think it'll happen more often now. So I think that problem would be offset by the fact that I just think that Cleveland's new GM, the whole process now, the whole organization is a better organization. The second thing, my second problem, biggest problem, Because I know some people say the secondary and things like that, but that's a young secondary, young players. I think they'll get better. Newsome, Ward, if he can stay healthy. I'm not really too concerned about the secondary in that, even though I probably will be throughout the season. We will see. My other biggest problem, though, is Amari. That's my concern, Amari Cooper. Because I like Amari Cooper, and I done said I believe Amari is a number one receiver. My problem is Amari do have this history of disappearing in big games, not really showing up in big games. And when I'm looking at how you don't show up in big games when you're playing with the Cowboys, but you got 6 games a year that are just like freebies because you're playing in an atrocious division. Amari probably went from the worst division in football to probably the second most competitive or second best division in football. People questioned his effort and will in big games or against great opponents when he was with the Raiders and when he was with the Cowboys. Now you're with Cleveland. And you'll have 6 games a year that are big, highly contested, televised games more than likely. That will be highly competitive. That will mean a lot. You will not have the opportunity, or it will not be what I'm looking for. It just, if Amari Cooper don't show up in those games, and I'm just talking about the games in the division. This ain't even talking about like games that you'll play against, like, Amari going to have 6 big games against Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh. But then when you go outside of the division in the AFC, you eventually have to play teams like the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Titans, the Colts, if they end up getting a quarterback, the Broncos. So it's so many tough, the Bills. It's so many. I done named over half of the AFC. Over half of the AFC, legitimately, you can make an argument, could go win a Super Bowl right now. So Amari Cooper can't play the disappearing game that they did in, Oakland when he was with them. And he can't do what he did in Dallas. Like, he have to show up for Deshaun Watson and the Browns in big games. And just the nature of where you got traded to, you're going to be in a lot of big games more than likely now. Because the AFC, the price tag just went up. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow. I think Baker Mayfield needed to be traded to the Lions, but I'm starting to think he might actually get traded to the Colts. But every quarterback in the AFC West. You got Mac Jones and my man Josh Allen over there in the AFC East, I believe it is. And then you got, or maybe that's the AFC North. Who gives a fuck? Regardless. It's so many great quarterbacks, so many good young quarterbacks, so many great up-and-coming quarterbacks, and so many great teams that Amari Cooper going to have to be on his A game every single game, especially when you don't have Jarvis Landry, who I just think if you keep Jarvis Landry to put with Deshaun Watson, that would have been a phenomenal duo right there. But when you lose Hooper and Jarvis Landry, now Amari, you have to be a number one now. So this could go off the tracks very quickly for Cleveland if Amari Cooper played below number one receiver levels. Because unless Cleveland got a trade that they about to pull off or another big move that they about to make, Amari Cooper going to be the number one receiver going into the season this year. And that's who Deshaun Watson going to have to count on to be that guy. And if Amari Cooper can't show up in a lot, because like I said, the chances are, like I said, you already got 6 tough games this year against just the teams in your division. Already a flip from what you had when you was in the NFC. You don't play the Giants. You don't play the Commanders. You don't play the Eagles. You got Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cincinnati. And then the NFC teams that you would get to play on a normal basis, you're not playing those teams. Now you get to have a random matchup on your schedule with the Bills or with the Broncos or with the Chiefs or with the Raiders or with the Chargers. It just don't get easier. So And I done said this before too. I know some people say, oh, well, they got Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb does not matter when you have Deshaun Watson. To an extent, yes, he does, because obviously he take pressure off of Deshaun. But when you got a Pro Bowl level quarterback, an all-pro level quarterback, a legitimate franchise quarterback, you ain't using Nick Chubb the way you used him with Baker Mayfield. Because Baker Mayfield couldn't get it done. Multiple times when the game was on the line and Baker Mayfield could win you the game or get you in field goal position to win the game or tie the game, he couldn't do it. This is a different situation when you got a Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson's going to be able to make the throws, make the big plays. Kareem Hunt, in my opinion, he and Nick Chubb, one of those two players getting traded over the next couple years, if not this year or next year. I also wouldn't think it's out of the realm of possibility, depending on if Nick Chubb, how much he getting paid, or if he done got paid yet, or if he not taking a real team-friendly deal, they could trade him or allow him to walk. Because now that you have Deshaun Watson, you don't need a superstar running back or a two-headed running back monster behind him. A quarterback need receivers and tight ends. That's what they need to be successful in an offensive line. Running back should not be the number one focus when you have a Deshaun Watson, a guy who can go out there and get it done. You should be doing everything you can to bring him over top flight receivers, top flight tight ends, top flight offensive linemen. The running back position is the position that can suffer when you have an all-pro level quarterback, or at least you don't need that to be the top. Like, you don't need to be paying your running back a ton of money when you have an actual great quarterback. Like, I understand some people could say the reason that Deshaun never really had the ultimate success in Houston was because he never had a legitimate running back behind him. But I think those level running backs he had behind him were like low tier running backs. If he can just have a decent, good up and coming running back, like nobody, it don't have to be a Ezekiel or a superstar running back. It could just be a running back who we don't talk about all the time, who produces and is well good enough to be successful with a Deshaun Watson-led offense. Because you don't need to pay a Nick Chubb or a Kareem Hunt when you have a Deshaun Watson. It just flipped the offense. And I think Kevin Stefanski already run a good offense, but I think it's going to be even better when you have a Deshaun Watson. Could you imagine if they had the offense they had the past couple of years and had Deshaun Watson as the quarterback running that system? Completely different results. So the AFC just got real lit, like turned up all the way to 1,000. Like, it's going to be hard to miss games this year, man, with all the competition they got. I mean, and like I said, I talk about the Raiders and the Chargers all the time because I legitimately think those are going to be great teams. Like, I'm looking at people try to say, like, Derek Carr, the worst quarterback in the division. Yeah, maybe, but it's not because he's bad. It's just because it's a lot of great two of the quarterbacks in this division that went to 2 Super Bowls and won one. I mean, already you at a disadvantage as far as greatness go because them two motherfuckers done been in 2 big Super Bowls and won one. So, to me, that doesn't matter. He got the best receiver in the fucking division. Tyreek Hill is number 2. I think Devontae Adams is the best receiver in football. And he just got him. And they done played together, so they'll probably have chemistry going already. I love this for Oakland. My uncle gonna love this. Vegas, you're making my uncle proud. He gonna love this shit right here. Now, I will say, just because Deshaun Watson signed with Cleveland, that don't immediately take them to the top of the AFC North or to the top of the AFC. Like I said, it's crowded at the top right now. I can name so many different teams that I could see competing for a Super Bowl this year in the AFC. But I do think it make Deshaun Watson and the Browns far more dangerous with Deshaun Watson than with Baker Mayfield. Now, what do you do with Baker Mayfield? What's next for Baker? Like I said, I think you need to trade him to the Lions, even though I don't know. Here's my thing with the Lions. And I think Jared Goff going to end up possibly getting traded to some team. The thing with the Lions is, what do you offer? Because Cleveland's not probably going to get anything great for Baker Mayfield because people know you're going to get rid of him because you're not going to re-sign him. You're not giving him a contract. You're not, like, he's gone. So how much do you get for Baker Mayfield? Like, you can't let nobody fleece you, but that's probably what's about to happen. But I think Baker Mayfield could have some success in Detroit. I think he could have some success in Indy just because of how great the defense is, but I done seen Baker Mayfield play for good defenses. So, with the good defenses. So, I don't know. I'm not really a huge fan. And you got a great running back in there. So, essentially, you could just put him back into the same basics system and, situation he was in Cleveland. Great running back, great offensive line. The only thing you really don't have is receivers in Indy, even though I like Michael Pittman Jr. But I could see him going to Indy. I could see that happening. I could see them missing the playoffs again this year also, depending on what Ryan Tannehill and the Titans do, honestly. Because the Texans, I read a report, is going to move forward with David Mills. That's a mistake. And I read, what's the other fucking team in the division? You got the Colts, the Titans, the Jags. And the Jags, I think, is going to be a better team this year, actually. So I take that back. There's not going to be a wide open division because I like Doug Peterson. I think Doug Peterson going to be able to do. You got an adult in the room now. Trevor Lawrence actually has somebody who done been to a Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl as a head coach. He done developed a quarterback. He's won in the NFL. Like, he has a guy now who knows what he's doing, who he can trust his development and whatnot. So I think the Jags going to be a better team this year too. Now, I don't think they're just going to, pop out the seams and be a great team all of a sudden this year. But I do think they're going to be progressing this year. Like, you'll see Trevor Lawrence develop this year. Either you'll find out that he is a good quarterback and he can make it in the NFL, or you'll find out if last year was just happened because of the environment he was in. You're going to find that out this year. What I will say is Doug Peterson can't have dudes coming in putting up shrines of the backup quarterback again. Can't have that. But I'm interested to see what the Jags do. The AFC is just a dangerous conference right now. This is not the time where you can have a young quarterback trying to develop and get better. That's what's so scary about the Patriots, because I put the Patriots in it, or for the Patriots, because I like Mac Jones. But Mac Jones got to hurry up and develop now, because you playing against Josh Allen. You got all these other teams that got great quarterbacks that are already proven that they can get it done, or high-level quarterbacks, and all they missing is pieces around them. Like, it's no longer a game in which you could take a long time to develop. Teams in the AFC are getting better at a rapid pace. A rapid pace. Like, I really am shocked that Deshaun didn't end up in New Orleans or with the Falcons. Really, to me, what that says is, even though it could have just ultimately been because of the 230 fully guaranteed, none of those situations look good enough to where he made a quick decision before it even got to this. Like, none of the situations look good to him. That's what's crazy. And what's funny is he ended up going to the best situation. Now, it might not be the easiest route to a Super Bowl because of the other teams in the AFC. But just based off of the team he gonna go to, Cleveland has a better all-around team than every single one of those teams he could have got to. Except you could make an argument that with the Saints. The Saints possibly better all-around team than Cleveland. But Atlanta and Carolina is not even close. Now, what's interesting is if Tom Brady don't unretire, and if Tampa Bay make a run for him, would Tampa Bay have been able to get him? See, I think Tampa Bay would have had the team already to get him. So I don't even think it possibly come down to this quick of I think the decision could have been made quicker if Tampa Bay offered him a huge extension. And because look at what Tampa Bay got right now. He would have been moving down to sunny Florida. You got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette. I don't even know if they re-signed him yet, but you got two receivers off rip. You have a tight end in Gronk if he come back. I don't know if he would have came back, but regardless, you got most of what you need. The defense already ready-made with a great defensive coordinator. Have a great head coach who are offensive-minded, down-the-field head coach. That would have made all the sense in the world to me for Deshaun Watson. Now, I was thinking about but see, the thing is, at one point in time, I started to tell myself it really wouldn't have made sense for the 49ers to go after him just based off of the type of system that Kyle Shanahan runs. But I refuse to believe that Kyle Shanahan would have allowed the system to dictate how he coached Deshaun Watson. I mean, this is still the same. I know we look at him as the run genius right now, but this is a dude who had Matt Ryan throwing for a shit ton of yards when he had a quarterback and weapons around him at the receiving position. Like, motherfucker threw for a lot of yards with Matt Ryan. So I think Kyle Shanahan is more of he just know how to coach up any player he get rather than he only can coach up run style offenses. But regardless, damn great head coach. But I like Deshaun Watson in Cleveland. Like I said, it make everybody specifically the Baltimore Ravens is who I'm thinking about. You got to continue to get great and be great. You can't continue to settle for anything less than great. And you have to bring people in to help Lamar, bruh. Not to mention Lamar gonna get a bag. Oh boy. People wondering why he waiting. This is why. He put together another great year this year. Don't get hurt. Baltimore gonna have to force him to go sit down and talk a contract out because they gonna have no money. They gonna have to pay. And I don't care. People gonna say, oh, if he take a big contract, that's gonna hurt the team because they ain't gonna be able to put people around them. Bullshit. I don't want to hear that. And I don't understand why broke people continue to try to make excuses and feel bad for billionaires. It's in this type of situation is wild to me. But hey, all I know is motherfucking WrestleMania week is swiftly approaching, bro. I'm excited, man. I love wrestling. My favorite event of the year is coming up, WrestleMania. Now, when WrestleMania week is upon us, I promise you I am going to be dropping wrestling episodes all fucking week. I plan on from Monday to motherfucking Friday having different WrestleMania preview uploads every single week. So if you're a big wrestling fan, this is going to be my big wrestling week where I absolutely explode with the wrestling content. On me. Going nuts with the wrestling content this week. I'm going to watch past WrestleManias to get ready for it. Like, we going all in, man. I love WrestleMania. Love WrestleMania. I'm going to be so high on WrestleMania night. But listen. Because I was watching Friday Night SmackDown this week, even though I was at Arigato's for the beginning part of SmackDown. And they wasn't playing it on no TV because I don't even think they have TVs in Arigato's now that I'm thinking about it. And also, I can tell you that our server only took 30 minutes to come out and serve us. We thought it was quicker because we didn't pay attention to how quick he was moving. Whitney could have came up with a shorter number if not for the fact that we remembered where the watch started, me and my cousin. But phenomenal service at Arigato's. I will say Arigato's might want to get some more waiters. Instead of having one waiter wait like 4 fucking tables. Like, I can't remember the waitress who worked our tables. But I can't remember her name. But she was waiting like 4 different tables, so she wasn't refilling my sister and them's drinks as fast as she could. Because we went there for my mom's birthday. Shout out to my mom. The biggest of dogs in the world that I know. Love her. But we was going there for her birthday because she wanted to go to Arigato's. Because for some reason, people in my family are just addicted to this Japanese seafood steakhouse. It's like, I know when we go out to eat for my birthdays, when I choose to do that, because most of the time I choose not to go out to eat for my birthdays because I'm just not a go out to eat type of motherfucker. Like, I'm going to start doing it now, though, because my sister talked to me. And she was like, man, we need to start doing this more. So I'm going to do it more, not even just on my birthday, but I'm going to just start going out to eat with it more. Because I'm not going out to eat because really I don't eat when I go out to eat, for one. 2, I really just don't like going out to eat. It's like sitting down in restaurants and shit, to be honest with you. But, one day I'm going to go to I wonder, is it a fucking cafe out there, like a bar, not a bar, but like a restaurant out there where you can smoke weed while you, like, eating and shit. I would love to go to that to see the vibe of that. My fear is that the food would be fucking disgusting. The kitchen would be a nightmare. The fucking that's my only fear. Like, but also I don't want to go to one that's like some upscale cigar type bar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go to that where it's a bunch of uppity people who don't got nothing to talk about but the billions they make. Like, that's cool. But I would like to, even if I was a millionaire, I would still like to talk to human beings and interact with human beings. You know what I'm saying? So that's I would like to see that. I be always saying too, I like to go to, I ain't never really been to no, I done been to one, but it wasn't good. I ain't never really been to a chicken and waffle spot that specializes in that. Like, one day I'm gonna make that trip to Cali to I always said the first time I ever go to Cali is because I'm actually going out there for business. I never just go out there just because I want to go to Cali. It's gonna have to be because I signed a contract with somebody and I'm going out there to do something, like for business, money purposes. Like, it's not gonna just be going out there. Obviously, I'm experiencing while I'm out there, but it's really gonna be my first trip is gonna be to Cali. It's gonna be because I went out there because I signed a contract or I have some type of business through that contract I signed to do something out there. It's not gonna just be. Now the trips after that could possibly because of that, but nah, I ain't never really been the type of person who was like, oh man, I gotta get to LA, I gotta get to Cali. Yeah, I never really been that. I wish I could have seen Kobe play. I wish I could go see Steph Curry play in Golden State, but that's about it. And Aaron Donald playing the Rams Stadium, and so I do want to go see SoFi. Dead ass. I'm not gonna lie. I just thought about that. SoFi looks so fucking. SoFi is unreal. I don't know why Madden don't do more. Like, I think I done said this before. Like, they need to really highlight some of these stadiums more on their games. Like, I don't play Madden because I think it's a trash ass game. And I think it's so many other companies out there that could make a far better Madden game, especially in this year where you have NBA 2K with an online park where motherfuckers can walk around freely. Could you imagine if Madden took the time to put together an online field, like where it's multiple football fields where dudes could just go and have pickup games with their created players and shit, and have pickup 7-on-7s or 12-on-12s or whatever? After dark football games and shit with dope ass looking stadiums and shit. Could you imagine if they put something like that together? Because they could if they really wanted to. But you know, Madden only care about my team. The beauty in NBA 2K is they know the biggest part of their game ain't the MUT team. It's that it's the part of the game where people can interact with random people from around the world, can bring their homeboys and have games with random or homegirls, and have random games and interact with people around the world in my park. You can even translate that to doing what the My Court thing, where you have actual competitive games and shit, where it's NBA rules and shit. I don't understand why Madden has yet to implement something like that. If you had something like that, you wouldn't even have to have all these other dumbass game modes like Superstar KO and all this other goofy shit. Because you could put so much time and energy into that type of mode, because that would revolutionize the game. That would be the future of Madden. But these motherfuckers at EA are so fucking lazy that they choose not to be innovative. They choose not to be creative. Hell, you got games all around taking each other's ideas and trying to upgrade the idea or put their own swing on it. Apex brought the pinging system to video games. Now every damn game got ping systems in it. Fortnite brought the battle pass. Now every damn game got some type of battle pass in it. Games that don't even make sense to have battle passes have battle passes in it. So I'm not quite sure. Well, I am, because they don't give a fuck. That's why EA has refused to implement any of these type of changes into the game mode. You got people who don't want to play online, who just do not care to play online Madden. What do they want to do? They want to go play franchise, have a deep, immersive experience in franchise. They can't do that, though, because franchise done been the same for like the past decade plus in Madden. And I want to say it's gotten worse, but it hasn't changed. It's legitimately been the same thing. 2012 and before was the best versions of franchise you could ever play, because you could change the stadium, you could change the name, you could change all aspects of the stadium. It just wasn't pre-stadiums that you had to pick from. You could actually change different aspects of the stadium, the goalpost, the seat, and the field, all that type of shit. What happened to that in video games? And you got all these Madden creators and whatnot making all these different excuses so that they don't have to work extra hard and have to come up with new ways to implement things in this video game. They are comfortable and content doing the bare minimum, bringing in the same money that they bring in from kids every year who are going to keep buying this game and getting their parents to buy it and spend crazy amounts of money on the MUT team. And they're not going to feel the need to implement this. Could you imagine if Madden and EA, the developers, sat down and went and created an actual immersive franchise mode? A legitimate, immersive, thought out, well-built franchise mode. That could take people a whole year to play through, and because of how much they could enjoy that. Madden refuses to do that. How hard would it be to be able to allow players to force people or unforce people to retire? Tom Brady should not just be retiring after 2 years playing. He should play as long as we want him to play. Why can't you bring players back? Why can't you have a plethora of real life head coaches that you could license and put into the game? Like, for one of my biggest problems with Madden is the players don't even fucking look like themselves, all of them. You can go to multiple players right now who look nothing like themselves. Go look at Darren Waller right now. Go look at Earl Thomas right now. Go look at Rashad Bates on the Baltimore Ravens. Go look at Gus Edwards. It's so many players on this game who look nothing like they look in real life. They can't even take the time to go through and scan all the fucking players that's going to be on the game. They can't set aside a day to scan all the players on teams to make sure they look like they look. Makes no sense. You can go and play an NBA game and, bruh, they be having some of the absolute dudes you would never even think of look just like they look in real life. If 2K can, and I don't want to hear this, oh, well, the NFL got bigger teams. Who gives a fuck? Put in that effort. You charge a motherfucker $60 for a game, the same game every year. You just putting in new jerseys, new players, the rookies basically, and switching dudes to new teams. Sometimes you might upgrade guys' appearances. They done had the same goofy ass Lamar Jackson pick for what? Since he been a rookie. That's basic to change. That's just switching and updating the picture to a more recent picture. And the NFL continue to allow this game to have their rights. I don't get it. Maybe I need to get rich, get super lazy, get very rich off of doing something and get content with it. Never try to grow at it or nothing. Just be bare minimum at it. And maybe I could then relate and give you a true synopsis on how it feels to be EA and Madden. Because I think it's ridiculous that they allowed to still be putting out this trash can garbage ass game. And the only reason I truly feel like Madden don't really get the heat that it should get, because it do get heat, but I feel like the reason nobody really done laid into their ass is because most people not playing Madden in sports games. I think truly most people are playing Call of Duty, Fortnite, Apex, free to play games now. That's what run the world. People even trying to get away from the competitive games and play the party games with their friends, and even those turn competitive, but those turn into a fun competitive where they ain't got to sweat throughout the entirety of the game. People just don't find Madden entertaining and fun. People have become fed up. And the more and more people walk away from the game, kids not seeing their older brothers and the older sisters playing Madden and shit. They seeing them play Fortnite with their friends. They seeing them play Call of Duty with their friends, Apex with their friends. They're not seeing them play Madden. And once you completely get through a generation of people who done completely stop playing Madden, hey, you gonna feel it. But fuck Madden. Let's talk about baseball. So, I understand most of my listeners might not watch baseball, but I'm telling y'all, once the channel start to blow up, we are going to have a baseball show. Like, once I am financially stable and can hire people one day, I am going to hire people to do baseball. I'm just telling you right now. But my fucking Phillies are about to have a fucking year, ladies and gentlemen. We just signed Nicholas Castellanos. We signed Kyle Schwarber. We have the current MVP, NL MVP, and Bryce Harper. The universal DH is hit. We still have JT Realmuto. We still have Gene Segura. We have a fucking hitters. Now, I keep hearing everybody talk about, oh, defense. Who gives a fuck? We are about to be hitting dingers, bro. We are about to be hitting bombs. Okay? Nobody give a fuck about no defense. Now, watch this comment come back and haunt me, and we have the absolute worst defense in the MLB this year. It don't matter if we still hitting one more home run and scoring one more point than the next team. We can have all the errors in the world as long as we scoring them home runs, baby. Listen, Bryce Harper is in his prime. He's about to go off. Listen, the Dodgers do have the best lineup in baseball, but we can compete with the power bats we have. Can you imagine a night in which Bryce Harper and Nicholas Castellanos both going off, or a night in which Nicholas Castellanos and Schwarber going off, or a night in which Realmuto and Bryce going off? Like, bro, it's so many possibilities with the hitters in this lineup now. Like, this is what we needed last year. And if we balling out at the break and we can make another trade to bring in another bat to even shore up this lineup even more, or possibly an ace pitcher, oh my God. Oh my God. Championship baseball back in Philadelphia, baby. And the Philly Stadium be rocking at night, like it look beautiful at night. So I can't wait for this. I'm going to be watching a whole bunch of baseball this year, yo. It's going to be a bunch of baseball on the channel. I'm trying to tell you right now. If I can figure out how I want to do this MLB shit, when I get this MLB to show 22, when that shit drop eventually, whenever I get that, I don't know if I'm going to get it on day of, or if I haven't made up my mind yet. But when I do get it, oh man, I'm going to be rocking out on that shit. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to be rocking out on that shit. I'm going to try to find ways to post clips and shit of it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm going to try to figure that shit out. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me tonight, man. We talked a lot about Deshaun Watson. The next episode, we talking a lot of AFC. I'm just telling you right now, we talking a lot of AFC football. Hey, depending on, I know March Madness going on right now. Happy that Carolina Tar Heels moved on. Couldn't name one player on the team right now because I haven't watched a full game of college basketball since our last two runs. When Marcus Page, they cost my boy that night his last time in, he couldn't get the championship because Villanova hit that bullshit shot to win the game. We beat a team the next year to win it all. Can't remember the team we beat because it don't matter because we won that shit. And we just beat a team that was ranked number one. Can't remember the name of the team. Don't fucking matter. All that matters is that they was ranked number one and we just beat them. Some people be like, oh, y'all blew a 25-point lead. Who gives a fuck? Basketball is a game of runs, and when you got the type of refs that college basketball got, this type shit's bound to happen. All that matters is we got it done in overtime and we won. We moving on. Fuck Duke. North Carolina is going to win the championship this year, baby. And so I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. WrestleMania week is upon us, man. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. Saint out.
I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.